So this right here is a dilly of a pickle. It's one of my favorite stories that I have literally never told anyone. So yeah, basically today I'm gonna be recounting the time when I was completely banned from the entire state of Arizona, and yeah. This is probably one of the most interesting things that I've done in a while, or pretty much my entire existence for the most part, so we're just going to be getting straight into that. Now, it's not that often where you could basically just get banned by an entire state, and you might be asking just, how exactly is that possible? For you to just be banned from, you know, an entire part of the whole world, pretty much, like an entire section of the country just doesn't want you there. Well, I'll tell you. First of all, you gotta be me, but then you also gotta do the weird things that I've actually done. So anyways, this goes back to actually not that long ago, only about a year ago, when I started a project on my main channel called The Tech Realm, which you should definitely subscribe to if you're brand new, and you should also subscribe to this one too, because otherwise you'll be missing out on 10 years of good luck. But anyways, I was doing a video, or planning to do a video based on this tree planting thing, which was a big deal back in that day. It really was only a year ago, and I attempted to plant a tree in every single state of the entire country of America. Well, overall, that whole thing didn't really work out, and the video never really went as planned, but basically, what I attempted to do was go to every single state and plant at least one tree in every single one, and then drive to the very next state, waste all that gas, go from state to state, one after another, and basically that was the entire thing. It was going to take forever, but I managed to do quite a bit of states out of the entire thing, and it was pretty impressive. But anyways, the first state I went to was of course Arizona, since it's right next to California, which just so happens to be the state that I reside in right now. So I thought it was just basically free real estate for me to just go head on over there and just plant 4 trees throughout Arizona instead of just having to go to New Mexico, Utah, Nevada, since it's basically all the exact same thing. It's just a bunch of sand and dirt. So I just basically decided to go to 4 different counties in Arizona and basically do it there. Now, the whole problem behind this entire thing was that the way I did this was I had a sponsorship from Home Depot, and pretty much what they did was they paid me the money to go ahead and start planting all these trees in different spots, but they didn't actually tell me where to do it, and it was a very unorganized whole situation, but it was mostly unorganized on my part. It was definitely not their fault, so basically I decided to pretty much wing it and not really know what I was doing, so I just went to random places throughout the entire state without even realizing that there was a such thing as called private property, and I ended up just pretty much having to dig on multiple different places of land outside of different cities off of the road. Just randomly I would pull to the side of the road, and then I would just get out and then grab a tree and then just go and plant it in the middle of somewhere. 2 times while doing this, multiple people approached me and actually started getting extremely mad at me. One individual person was an elderly man who started yelling at me for basically planting a tree on what appeared to be his entire plantation, which he owned, which I couldn't even see because there is no fences or borders anywhere. So I apologized to him as he was continually yelling at me, basically threatening to call the police, and since I didn't want to get shot, because it's the type of area where you probably just get murdered for trespassing on someone's land on accident, I decided to get up on out of there and drive away and attempt to plant it someplace else. So I did, and for the most part, all of the trees that I actually did plant actually managed to do it successfully without being basically shot down by someone or called the police upon. But the real incident happened later on when I was driving through Arizona and a cop actually pulled me over, and this is not unusual. Obviously, when you're driving across the entire country, it's bound to happen at least once. But this time, it was a little bit different. The man pulled me over, and then he comes up to my car and instantly says, "You're wanted in multiple counties in this in this state." And I'm like, okay, that's great. So basically, he runs over the details of all the things that I did wrong, and that I actually was breaking the law in every single county for digging on the ground, which was technically owned by people. So basically, the only reason why he didn't take me to jail, or he couldn't actually take me to jail, was because he didn't actually work for any of the counties that I made those oopsies in. I'm just trying to plant trees, bro. Like, gosh, why is it so freaking hard? And he actually gave out all the things that I could be charged for. But luckily, somehow, he said that because I wasn't in any of those counties at that time, he wasn't going to charge me, but instead he just actually gave me a ticket for having my license plate not fully registered, I think, because obviously, you know, that's kind of an issue when you travel in different states. My license plate was not registered up to date in that state, so yeah, that was the whole reason why he even pulled me over to begin with, and he pretty much just said to me before he left, don't come back here anytime soon. He literally just verbatimly said that, and it was actually kind of funny. I ended up having to have a $500 ticket, and I had to go to court anyways later on when I got back to California, and the judge there went over all of the charges, the laws that I broke during the time of me being in Arizona. And overall, it was quite a long day having to deal with all that. After dealing with a lot of the crap that had to happen because of all this, the judge pretty much said that I was no longer allowed to go in Arizona, and if I was caught in Arizona, like if I was pulled over again, doing anything other than just driving through on an interstate or whatever, that I could actually be cited another $500 ticket just for being somewhere in Arizona. Basically, effectively, at that point, I was no longer allowed to be in Arizona. I didn't know how any of that worked. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't work for lawyer stuff, so I don't really understand any of that. But pretty much, effectively, I was banned from Arizona at that very moment for planting trees. They're really kind of against trees down there. They more or less like dirt and cactuses, I guess. That's kind of their thing. But yeah, if you want to plant a tree somewhere, just don't go to Arizona. That's for sure. And if you're me, well, just don't go to Arizona. So that's pretty much how I got banned entirely from the state of Arizona. Thank you, I guess, luck and the universe simulation, whatever. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.